Namaste, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram. I'm Anand Narasimhan and you're tuned in to The Right Stand here on CNN News 18. The controversy over Vande Mataram reflects a long buried tension in Bharat's secularism narrative that resurfaces periodically. Now, though the song is an ode to Bharat, praising the country as its motherland, and the nation's official national song, 150 years since the time it was penned, it is rejected by many, and some elected officials even refuse to sing it. Decades after partition, this divide endures, exposing how Bharat's secularism often excludes elements of national culture uncomfortable to non-Indic faiths. Now, the word Vande originates from the Sanskrit root Vand, meaning praise. In classical Sanskrit, it is used to show honor and reverence. In a patriotic context, as in Vande Mataram, it means I salute my motherland, I praise my mother. When used spiritually in prayers, it is also to offer respect to a deity or a revered master or a guru. And earlier in the day, the Union Home Ministry issued an order stating that all 6 stanzas of the national song Vande Mataram, including the last 4 that were dropped by the Jawaharlal Nehru-led government, the first government of independent Bharat, allegedly to maintain the song's secular appeal, they shall be sung at all official functions and other occasions. This must be played on the arrival and departure of the President and governors. It will also be sung before and after the President's national addresses, with all 6 stanzas played. So the full 3-minute, 10-second long song will be played. The song is to be sung before the national anthem. So the national song will be sung before the national anthem, and audiences are required to stand in attention. Mass singing is mandatory during flag unfurling ceremonies, and the official version must be used on all occasions. Schools are also directed to promote the national song among students. So where is the objection coming from to all 6 stanzas? And why isn't that you and me, who are perhaps educated in the 70s, 80s and the 90s, not aware of the 6 stanzas of Vande Mataram? We know the 2 stanzas, isn't it, viewers? Now, hardline Muslims object to nation's portrayal as mother or goddess. Muslim groups say they can't be forced to worship the nation, despite the concept of Hubbal Watan, that nation first or nation above all, present even in their scriptures. Clerics say Muslims are forbidden from worshipping anyone but Allah. But does that stop them from honoring, praising or revering an elder, especially the mother? Do they not respect their mother? Now, secularists fear polarization if Muslims are asked to sing the full version. The controversy over Vande Mataram has sparked sharp reactions from all sides. Trinamool Congress MP Dola Sen says the centre is trying to rewrite Bharatiya history, while BJP MP Arun Govil claims the opposition opposes every decision by the centre. Congress MPs Pramod Tiwari called the move well-timed to the West Bengal polls, and BJP MP Ravi Kishan adds that opposition is rattled by the centre's decision. On the other hand, DMK's TKS Elangovan accuses the BJP of politicizing the national song, while Ravi Kishan of the BJP reiterates that the opposition senses defeat ahead of key elections. So the national song has finally been formally honoured in its 150th year since inception, marking the moment of recognition for Vande Mataram as a symbol of our nation. But as the political debates and controversies continue to unfold, the bigger, deeper question that emerges: is Maa Bharati truly a symbol that belongs to all citizens of Bharat across religions and communities, or does the debate over its rendition reveal the continuing fault lines in how we define national identity? Let me also remind you, viewers, back in 1906-1907, when the first flag was conceptualized of Bharat with the colors red, yellow and green, Vande Mataram was written in the center band. That's the reality. Listen into some of the reactions.
I want to question that how dare Modi Babu, Amit Shah Babu to tell something in change of Rabindranath Thakur's suggestion. Who are they to give such suggestion? Whether they are considering themselves they are in higher position of Rabindranath Tagore?
वो विपक्ष का काम है, उसके लिए विपक्ष को पूछना पड़ेगा आपको, पर मेरी तरफ से उसका स्वागत है।
S. Gurumurthy, editor Tughlaq, joins us this evening. Namaste, thank you for your time. Vande Mataram, Professor Gurumurthy, your thoughts on the government order or the GO that's been issued by the Union Home Ministry today?
You know, one feminist, Stefani Tavalama, she wrote about how feminine force has always been driving India. The Rig Veda says the creation, universe, emerged out of feminine force. So this society, this tradition, always had very high regard for women. That is why you have women gods in India. And sometimes women also worshipped as gods. So Stefani Tavalama says this manifested in politics, and the entire freedom battle was fought in the name of a woman called Bharat Mata. That is why Indira Gandhi could become prime minister without objection as to any gender. Sucheta Kripalani could become the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh when women literacy rate was about 15-16%.
So true, Ji.
And Indira Gandhi was celebrated as goddess Durga. And Jayalalitha was celebrated as Mahishasura Mardini. You know, there has always been a link between the idea of woman and power, because women were regarded as Shakti in India. Only in the Western civilization, they were regarded as the weaker sex. That doesn't apply. This is what Stefani Tavalama says, that it could transform women into political leaders in India, which is not possible in Christendom. Apply this to Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram is the celebration of women power. Women means power. In fact, in our tradition, Shiva is supposed to be the potential energy, and the kinetic energy is Shakti.
Shakti.
So Shakti worship has been integral to India, and when Bankim Chandra Chatterjee wanted to invoke power to fight against the invaders, colonizers, he deified Bharat as Shakti. That is how Vande Mataram emerged. And great people, whether it is Vivekananda or Aurobindo or Bharati or any Congress leader of pre-independence period, always had very high regard for the idea of Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata. And it is only later the Congress, when it began fighting for votes, and the easiest way to get votes is to discard these high values, high symbols. They discarded it. After the BJP is now picking up what the Congress, pre-independence Congress had discarded. And Vande Mataram is one of them.
But Vande Mataram was not entirely discarded, Professor Gurumurthy. The first government under under Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, it was a collective that included Rajendra Prasad, Abul Kalam Azad, Jawaharlal Nehru, that decided to drop the 4 standards and retain 2 to quote-unquote make Vande Mataram more secular and to assuage those who did not believe in the Hindu way of life because they thought this was overtly Hindu in nature.
You see, this rejects the idea of what is called core culture. Core culture of India is Hindu culture, and the Supreme Court has settled this in the Hindutva case. It said Hindutva or Hinduism is the ethos, culture, and the way of life of India. And it can never be called as being opposed to any other religion. So you must understand that Hinduism is the only religion which does not oppose other religions. All other religions oppose other religions. They have dispute with every religion. So you cannot compare Hinduism, Hindutva, Hindu phenomenon as equal to other religions which have a dispute with all other religions. So you have to treat it. If India is secular, it is because of Hinduism. Why Bangladesh is not secular? Why Afghanistan is not secular? Why Pakistan is not secular? It is because they all took to a religion which cannot accept other religions. In fact, Ahmadi and Barucha's court in the Ayodhya case was integrated into the Hindutva judgment, and they had said other religions survived in India, took root and survived in India because of Hinduism. So the Encyclopedia Britannica says Hinduism is something which will accept all religions, and it is an evolution, and you find fault with it and remove Hinduism. Where there will be secularism in India, there will be only jatis in India, there will be only religious battle, linguistic battles. It is the Hindu value which is able to subsume all these things and to create a way of life and the ethos of India. Unless you recognize this, you cannot recognize Vande Mataram. You will get into very small alleys. I think the national discourse has to change.
Point taken. But 52 seconds of the national anthem and before that 65 seconds of the national song could have been acceptable. That's coming from some corners. But the insistence that the whole 3 minute 10 seconds has to be played is now being joined with an agenda of political Hindutva rather than full respect to the national song. How would you see that?
If this Hindutva was the agenda of the Congress during the freedom movement, was it a national agenda or a partisan Hindu agenda? If this Vande Mataram could be accepted and 3 minutes people could stand during the Congress sessions in battle for freedom, in independent India can you not stand? How does Vande Mataram become something very different? Of course, people do not have time. People do not have time for anything. Do you mean to say there are people who wholeheartedly accept the national anthem? There are people who disrespect the national anthem also. There will be such people. There will be iconoclasts. That doesn't mean the national anthem has less value. There may be people who may disrespect Vande Mataram. It doesn't mean that it should be discarded. It should be preserved. Its value should be enhanced, and we should make more and more people to understand, to connect. I tell you, I fought the emergency. I fought the emergency means I was along the group which fought the emergency.
That was part of the emergency.
In emergency, we were trying to see which are all the symbols we can use to stand up against the dictatorship. The centenary of Vande Mataram gave us the opportunity to hold public meetings to celebrate Vande Mataram. Emergency rule did not stop us. Police did not stop us. Because Vande Mataram was respected even by the autocratic rule of Indira Gandhi. We held at least 15-20 public meetings in Chennai celebrating Vande Mataram because that is 100th year. Now it is 150th year. What is wrong with Vande Mataram? Simply because Jinnah passed a resolution in 1940 to separate Muslims from Hindus. The Congress gave up Vande Mataram. Do you mean to say the nation should give it up? In fact, the nation should own it because Pakistan was created by rejecting Vande Mataram.
You make a very solid point there. But do you think this is going to find acceptance across the board? Final question, Professor Gurumurthy.
Hindutva judgment found acceptance across the board. There were 3 attempts to unsettle that judgment.
Yeah.
There will always be in a democracy, there will always be a problem. But that doesn't mean simply because it is not acceptable to somebody, you reject something which is the soul of India. The Marxists, for example, in 1950s, they had a huge issue whether to accept the constitution and fight elections. They said we will fight elections only to break the constitution from within. They didn't believe in the constitution. And they fought elections.
Right.
And they tried to break the constitution from within. In fact, in 1969, when many CPI people went into the Congress, the open agenda was to break the constitution from within, which they began doing by the 24th and 25th Amendment. There will always be people like that. But the constitution re-emerged. Indira Gandhi tried to destroy the constitution from within by the 42nd Amendment. But the people of India voted Janata Party to power, the constitution came into being. So democracy is a game in which nationalism alone, the national spirit alone, can sustain the nation to pass through the vicissitudes that democracy imposes on the people because of the 5-year elections and all that democracy gives the parties, the families, the jatis.
Right.
Something has to be the core.
Yeah.
And that core is Hindutva, Hinduism, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai. This will sustain India.
Well, big words and heavy words there, but beautifully explained and elucidated there, Professor Gurumurthy. Always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Vande Mataram. Well, let's go on and bring in our panel and open up this debate. Will this be acceptable? The opposition is already up at arms. What kind of agenda is this? And this is timed ahead of the Bengal elections, timed ahead of polls in Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Kerala. Sardar R.P. Singh, National Spokesperson of the BJP with us, Akashdeep Muni, Political Analyst with us, Dr. Anand Ranganathan with us. My namaste, Jai Hind and Vande Mataram. Thank you for your time. Akashdeep Muni, your thoughts on this Geo? Is it to celebrate 150 years of Vande Mataram, to restore the actual glory of the national song, or do you see a different agenda here?
See, Anandji, I am 1:3. I hope I'll get the same time in the same ratio. First of all, good evening. And let's know the people who are taking this step. This step is taken by people who always say, and now I have heard, listening to people, that they are pro-women, which is why they want to go for 6 stanzas, not 2 stanzas. But these are the same people who were anti-women throughout their whole life, who supported Manusmriti, who interestingly opposed the Hindu Code Bill.
Sardar R.P. Singh, let him speak. Sir, let him speak. One minute, Akash. One minute, Akash. Sardar R.P. Singh, I'm going to request you, please let him speak, then you come.
Perturbed by their own history. And we all should know that when we are going for 6 stanzas, not 2 stanzas, we should know that who has taken the stance of going for 2 stanzas. It is taken by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. There was a subcommittee in 1937 who took a decision that the nation will not go with the 6 stanzas, it will go with the 2 stanzas, which is because India is a secular country, and the 4 stanzas which has been removed devote the stanzas to a deity, which is not the secular fervor of this country, and which is why the 2 stanzas has been taken. So if today we are not accepting it, we are not accepting the decisions made by Subhash Chandra Bose and Rabindranath Tagore. And remember that with whom we are standing. We are standing with Mr. Govalkar, who has always opposed Indian Constitution, who burnt effigies of B.R. Ambedkar, who opposed the Hindu Code Bill where women got the right to marriage. These are the same people, ladies and gentlemen. Google about these people. They know their history and they will shut you up, but Google about this. And remember, these are the same people who eulogized Manusmriti. And today they want to bring 6 stanzas just to make a political point, not for women empowerment. The 2 stanzas has been taken because Vande Mataram is about the country in the first 2 stanzas.
Okay.
In the next 4 stanzas, it becomes about a deity.
No.
Other religions, just imagine that if a Hindu... Yeah.
Okay, now you also have to yield. I have only one question. It's a yes or no answer, Akashdeep Muni. Have you read the Manusmriti?
Yes, partly I have read it.
You've read. Have you read the Manusmriti? How much partly is at least 2 pages is a part of Manusmriti?
No, this is not a GK.
No, I'm just asking you. Have you fully read the Manusmriti? Yes or no?
No, I have not read fully. I
So
have read
when
part-
somebody who has not read the Manusmriti, can you pass judgment on what the Manusmriti actually is?
Yes,
You
we
can pass
Because
judgment just by
the
reading,
part
just by
that you
seeing
have
the
read,
cover without.
listen to me.
No.
The part that you have read, when you find it
No, sir.
very
No, sir.
bad.
No, sir.
No.
That why I'm saying is, a book cannot be judged by its cover. You can't read 2 pages and then say this is what the book stands for. You can't quote.
I would request.
1 minute. You can't quote selected.
I
1
would
minute, sir.
request.
1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen,
1 minute, sir.
please
1 minute.
go
1 minute, sir.
through
It is
Manusmriti,
1 minute,
Google
sir.
about it and
1
you
minute,
can
sir.
judge
1
me
minute, sir.
and
1
I
minute, sir.
will
You're entitled to your views. What I'm trying to say is, it is unfair to decide and it is unfair to selectively quote and then pass judgment over an entire scripture without reading it. That's one point. The second part, let's go across to the BJP and let them refute. This is an agenda. Those who fought for our country's freedom. He's quoting Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Rajendra Prasad, there was Maulana Azad, there was also Pandit Nehru. They all decided, let's do 2 stanzas and not the 6 stanzas. Sardar R.P. Singh.
Well, Anand, I'll come to that a little later, but for that, let me just tell them. This Vande Mataram is a problem for certain category whom they want to appease. Even the 2 stanzas are a problem for them. Ask them to recite Vande Mataram, say Bharat Mata ki Jai, they'll refuse to say so. Because for them, it is against the religion. Although the same religion tells them something different when it comes to taking loan from the bank. It's shocking. The religion denies them to take the loan from the bank or to do any bank transaction or any money which is rooted on interest. But they will do that. But for them, it is a matter of appeasement because it caters to certain vote bank. But coming to the another subject, which is, let me just share with you my experience of Vande Mataram. In 1982, I threw leaflets in the parliament. I was sentenced for 7 days. And we were thrashed, and every thrash we used to chant Vande Mataram. And I'm saying Vande Mataram was not the slogan, was the national cause, national message which we are sending across. Not only that, in 2011, I hosted a national flag against the wishes of the national conference, and we were thrashed for 4 hours. I was dragged by my hair, and every thrash we would say Vande Mataram, because that espoused nationalism in the people and us, in us also. But coming to what is the problem with the Vande Mataram, they say it is related to mother and that's why this is a poster from the Turkey which says Ane Watan, and which means motherland, and this is as said in Turkey also, Ane Watan. So and when it goes to when they go to Pakistan, they say Madrai Watan. It's only because here in India this separate sort of Muslim cause which is being played up only because of communal reason by the politicians, especially the congressmen, to cater for the vote bank. Otherwise, Muslims at large also, they have nothing to do, nothing against the Vande Mataram. But yes, it's a political tool being used for a political objective, for a vote bank objective.
Now, the same thing is being asked by you, asked of you, saying 14 years you were in power, only on the 14th year you realize on the 150th year of Vande Mataram that, oh, we need to make sure that there is a GO that is issued that brings back all the 6 stanzas. So why are, and that too on the cusp of the West Bengal elections and also Tamil Nadu elections.
So,
So
what do we do? I mean, don't celebrate the 150th year of the Vande Mataram?
No, celebrate the year, sir, but you don't need to wait for an election or 150th year to release this GO. It could have been done in the first 2 months of coming to power. That's what some people are also asking. Because you always sang Vande Mataram, you always knew the importance of Vande Mataram. So why did it take you 14 years?
No. Because at times there are reasons there are occasions which becomes reasons to do certain.
Are those reasons political? Are those reasons civilizational, or are those reasons sociological, social?
It's purely cultural and civilization. Okay. And also, my friend was talking about RSS. He was hinting toward RSS. In RSS also we talk about Namaste Sada Vatsale Matra Bhumi. I bow to you, O loving motherland. I mean, motherland. And
Sir,
here also.
My point is, sir, the RSS also did not sing all the 6 stanzas of Vande Mataram when their conventions, their meetings happened. They were.
No. Please go through the RSS. Please
That's
go
what
through
many
the
people
RSS
say.
Pratna. It says it starts with Namaste, Sada.
No. I know the
Vatsale.
Mathrubhume, sir. I know the prayer of the prayer of RSS, but the RSS also sang the national song at its functions. How many functions did was the whole song of 3 minutes 10 seconds be sung, and how many people actually walk the talk? These are questions which are asked. Let me bring in Dr. Ranganathan. Dr. Ranganathan, one aspect is to assuage the sentiment of those who refuse to accept and respect the sentiments of the others. So who's at fault here? In 1936-37, was this decision taken in an effort to try and keep Muslims within the flock and not to allow partition or the two-nation theory to take shape, or was it done for some other reason? Why is it that those who are here, the non-Hindus or who don't agree with the Hindu way of life, why is it that they have a problem when praising their mother? Why were they not willing to accommodate Vande Mataram, while their thought process and their mood has to be accommodated by the majority or the rest of the population? Is that an unfair question to ask, or is it purely being politicized and a political weapon from both ends? Dr. Ranganathan.
Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Before I come to the thrust of the topic, let me just say this, because 2 points were made, rather egregious points, by my good friend Dr. Muni. I want to ask him point blank, does he condemn the Manusmriti?
Akashdeep Muni, please answer.
Ranganathan ji, first of all, make your point.
He asked you, do you condemn the Manusmriti? That's his question.
No, I will not answer. This is not a GK question. I am not your student. You do your speech and then let me come in. I'll be doing mine.
No, you passed an opinion on the Manusmriti.
But did I ask the question to him?
No, on the tone was very condescending. So he is asking you, sir, he is asking you, answer his question and please counter question him.
No.
Okay, you can choose not to answer it also. He chooses not to answer it, Dr. Ranganathan. Let's move on.
Yeah, sure. No, I knew he doesn't have the guts to answer because he's scared, he's trembling. Now, let me come to the topic. And secondly, when he says by going back to the original Vande Mataram, we are disrespecting the wishes of our great leaders, and he mentioned Bose and he mentioned Ambedkar. Well, do you know what Ambedkar wanted? He said, if we are going to have communal harmony in this country and not communal trouble, then I advocate for complete exchange of population once Pakistan is formed. Now, I want to, again, he won't answer this, but do you think we should have followed Ambedkar and had all the Muslims go to Pakistan? I know he's not going to answer because, again, he's scared gutless. Now, let me come to the topic. Anand, it is a great decision by Narendra Modi. I would have personally liked had he gone further and said that not just for singing it, the official national song will hereby have the omitted stanza in writing as well. Vande Mataram, you have taken away our land, our water, our earnings, our laws, our temples, even our justice through secularism. Can we at least have our song back? Never has a nation, Anand, being stirred to its core. Never has a people being roused from its atoms. These are not mere words. This is not a mere stanza strung out together by Bankim. This is an umbilical cord that connects us to our mother. None other than Goddess Durga, the guardian of our sovereignty. Goddess Lakshmi, the guardian of our wealth. And Goddess Saraswati, the guardian of our wisdom. And every stanza, every word, every little symbolism personifies for us what it means to be Indian. And to see Muslims objecting to it today takes one back to the Muslim League objecting to it in 1908 when its president Sayyid Ali Imam called it sectarian Hindu cry, and then in 1937 when Muhammad Ali Jinnah specifically objected to it in October 15, 1937 in a speech at the Muslim League's Lucknow session arguing against its adoption, and then a few weeks later Congress Working Committee under Nehru passed a resolution acceding to Jinnah's demand and triggered our sacred song. We demand our song back, Anand. Raja Ram Chandra ki Jai is a battle cry for Rajputana Rifles. Jai Badri Vishal ki is a battle cry for Garhwal Regiment. Are you saying that a Muslim Jawan in these regiments should not utter these battle cries? Go ask our hero General Atta Hasnan, who headed the Garhwal Rifles. Anand, that this ancient civilization is a Hindu civilization should not be seen as a matter of shame or regret, but instead as a matter of pride. Our overarching philosophy is the Indian philosophy, which is the Hindu philosophy. And Hindu philosophy is not a religious, monolithic, dogmatic philosophy, but an incredibly rich, all questioning, all encompassing, greatly in scientific one. Anand, just 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Those who love India never need to be forced to love her. And those who don't, no amount of force will make them love her. It is not about forcing the Muslims to sing Vande Mataram. No, let them not sing it. It is about not denying any more the rest of us the ability to understand who we are. Children tied to our mother through this umbilical cord, Vande Mataram. You are free to think. You emerge from the sands of Arabia. All we are asking is to have the freedom to think that we came from the soul of India.
Stand and respect the song, that's all, even if you don't want to sing it. And nobody should force anybody to sing it. But if the government officially recognizes that a song should be sung in full and not censored and halved or one-thirded, then perhaps that's only better late than never. Yes, Akashdeep Muni, final word.
Anandji, I'm sorry to say, but it's so unfortunate that India has a communal person like Anand Ranganathan. He's so communal that he's a supporter of Goalkar, who said that Hindus don't waste your energy fighting the British, save your energy to fight Muslims. He is that communal. And ये आज जाके अपनी वाइफ को अपना चेहरा दिखाएंगे जो सपोर्ट करते हैं, जहां पे मनुस्मृति को, जहां मनुस्मृति में लिखा हुआ है कि woman is never fit for independence.
One minute. Yeah, absolutely. You are welcome to take exception. You are welcome to take exception to this, Dr. Ranganathan. Akashdeep Muni, you crossed the line when you took. You crossed the line when you took. You went beyond the realm of the members present in this. Akashdeep Muni. 1 minute. Akashdeep Muni. नहीं, आकाशदीप मुनि, आप डॉक्टर रंगनाथन को 1 minute, please hear me out. Please hear me out. Akashdeep Muni, I'm not going to welcome you on this show again. The next time you take the name of somebody else beyond the page. No, you're not bringing in family, you're not getting personal. You say what you want to say about Dr. Ranganathan, just like he made a comment about you. Don't try. No, what you did, sir, is beyond. No, you are above. You are a better person than this. And please don't be adamant on that, Akashdeep Muni. You are a better person than that. What you did is wrong. You should not have done it. See, he took a jibe at you. Don't take a jibe beyond. You say what you want to say about Dr. Ranganathan, but you don't say no, sir. No, I think you should appreciate it. I think you should appreciate that, Akashdeep Muni. Listen, we have had sane debates. You can
appreciation कुछ नहीं चाहिए भाई.
No, please. What मैं आपसे नहीं. आपने जो कहा आप खुद जानते हैं वो गलत था, आपको नहीं कहना चाहिए था. मैं आपसे यही कह रहा हूं, आप डॉक्टर रंगनाथन के बारे में जो कहना है आप कहिए. उन्होंने आपके बारे में भी कहा, एक गरिमा के अंदर, एक दायरे के अंदर रह करके कहिए. नहीं, उसके आगे नहीं, देखिए, you also, Dr. Ranganathan, you also,
I asked him a question.
Yeah.
Does he condemn Manusmriti?
No. You asked him a question. You also said he may be trembling. All of that is all right. You can also say, or you can also say, Akashdeep Muni, Dr. Ranganathan, do you have the face to go and face anybody else? But you don't need to take names and say what you said. That was not required. See, please, I'll tell you what. See, we are all educated. No, we are all people here who know how to limit our boundaries and respect our boundaries. We have had very good, sane debates. And Akashdeep Muni, I know you are a better person than what you did, what happened. So please don't. No, please. Yeah, now final word, RP Singh, Sardar. I have to move on. Final word, Sardar RP Singh. Let's not please do this, please. Akashdeep Muni. No, it doesn't behove of you. Please. Yes, Sardar RP Singh. Final word.
Anand, I have a very small point on what Gurumurthy said. I don't want to confine Hinduism to religion. Hinduism is the humanism. And when we say प्राणियों में सद्भावना हो, विश्व का कल्याण हो. And that's what Hinduism is. We talk about welfare of the world. Every creature on this Mother Earth, including your mother, Mr. Akashdeep.
Sir, I would also like the BJP and the RSS to walk the talk. Now that it's been made mandatory, we'd like to see when Parliament reconvenes how many MPs of the BJP and how many members of the are come there fully prepared with the national song. It's also important to walk the talk, not just impose it on every function and in every school, but the people who have passed this order, they should be the first to be able to sing this song and all the 6 stanzas. So let's see if they can do that too. And on that note, I thank you all for joining us. Dr. Ranganathan, please stay back. We'll come back with the Iran story in a bit. Joining us is Pandit Vamdev Shastri, or David Foley, renowned scholar and author with us. Namaste, Vande Mataram, good to speak with you. My first question is about Vande Mataram. The government has released this order that says that the national song should be sung in full and before the national anthem at all government functions in schools, etc., on special occasions. Your thoughts on this? Do you agree with it? Ji.
Yes. I know there's some controversy about that, but that has been a national song that has been neglected or even misinterpreted. So I think it's a good idea to bring it back to its sacred status, its history, and its vision of the future. I think that is fine.
All right, but there are many who believe that Vande Mataram itself is not an ode to the nation, but it falls into the religious spectrum because, there is a certain amount of deification, mention of Durga, Shakti, etc. And these stanzas were omitted to give it a more secular face. Your thoughts?
Well, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata, is a very old idea and inspiration. It was certainly behind the independence movement overall, and it also has a broad and open vision. Why should one be opposed to the connection of the nation and its spirit with the mother? It's not like it's being connected with something aggressive or destructive, or a call to control or convert or expand to local countries. It's what is closer than the mother? So why not be open to that and experience it for a year or so and see what it does?
But the issue is not with the word mother, it is with the word Vande. That's what it seems to be, because they say, don't ask me to worship anybody else, but my God. That's the argument. So that's why I wanted to understand from you, does Vande mean worship, puja, or does it mean love, praise, salutation, reverence?
First of all, the Vedic tradition don't have that exclusive idea of one deity. They recognize the divine in all and the divine in the self and all beings. So Vande doesn't need to be seen as a call for exclusivism. And Bharat Mata then is linked with the entire universe, the mother of the universe. It's not excluding anything. You could say it might be metaphorically different, but Vande is not only it means to honor, it means to respect, it means to look up to, it means to be inspired by, and it can be used for honoring one's own mother. So let's not put it into why are we playing semantic games? You're never going to have semantic perfection that agrees with everybody. Why don't we be inspired? And certainly in the Bharatiya tradition, which is honoring the mother, there is of great value to all, not exclusive to all. The idea of divinity in the Vedic tradition is inclusive of all living beings, the entire universe, a conscious universe, not just simply a universe that is in material forms that's defined by name and form, but it is defined by a unity of consciousness, a unity of life, oneself in all, and trying to help everyone and trying to bring well-being to all, and having a sense of oneness pervading culture and reality, not a sense of exclusion. And now, as we look beyond the boundaries of our countries today, for the world to survive, for humanity to survive, we have to have that sense of oneness. And a lot of the great ancient civilizations had that because they were more practical. So you can honor the mother, and why should that be a problem? You can change your meaning of what you think the mother means, but let us go forward.
Well, very beautifully put there, Professor David Frawley. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Namaste, sir.